I haven't recorded a YouTube video in over 2 years, and I don't think I've ever recorded a video about real life wrestling stuff. But both of those streaks in right now because I am absolutely befuddled by what I just watched. WrestleMania 42 Night 1 is one of the biggest middle fingers I've ever seen a company give its fan base. For context, I am a graphic designer and have worked in the industry for over a decade. Every aspect of every job I've ever worked has had something to do with marketing and advertising. I completely understand why it exists. I understand that it's a necessary evil, and I've even always strived to make ads as fun and enjoyable and least groany as possible because ads are very annoying at their base level. If I'm watching an ad, that means I'm not watching the thing I'm here to watch. Most marketers completely understand this, and that's the reason why a lot of TV commercials actually try to be funny, because they don't want you to feel nuisanced by the ad. If you ever do want to know what that feels like, watch this show. I was at a friend's house watching this because we all came up and became friends through watching wrestling. We all watched WWE. We used to do Raw weekly parties. It was a whole thing. As we've gotten older, we don't follow it nearly as much as we used to. I am probably the biggest wrestling fan of the group, but I am also the one who follows WWE specifically the least. So they keep me informed on, what's happening, storylines, etc. And I keep them informed on the rest of the wrestling world. I love watching TJPW, for example, Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. AEW, I'm a big fan of. I was at a GCW show like a month ago. I went to a DPW show when they were running shows. I love wrestling. I like wrestling at all levels. I'm not a one company or die person for any company. I just like the art form. What I don't like is a company claiming to be the biggest, baddest wrestling company in the world and putting on the biggest, baddest wrestling show in the world with WrestleMania, while actually putting on the biggest, baddest advertising show in the world. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you've probably seen the posts already, but just in case you haven't, according to the times that are out there right now, I'm recording this night of, just keep that in mind, though they might get more precise. People are falling around 83 to 86 minutes of in-match time. So bell to bell, start to match, end to match. You combine all of those for all 7 matches on the card. You get 86 minutes by my count. Let's be kind and round that up to 90. A clean hour and a half. The show was 4 hours long. What was the rest of the show? If only an hour and a half of WrestleMania was wrestling. I'm glad you asked. It was ads. They should have gotten the Daniels to direct the show because ads were everything, everywhere, all at once. It was absurd. I've never watched anything quite like it. It became so farcical, even in the moment before all these posts were going out about it after the fact, that I started jokingly chanting, more ads, more ads. Because there's no other read of what this was. I wanted to enjoy the show with my friends, and instead, we just ended up all kind of bummed out. Because when you don't let the wrestlers wrestle, when you don't let any of the women on the card get above 10 minutes in any match, when you don't let Gunther and Seth, 2 of the best workers you have, when you don't let them get any real momentum going, even though they had the longest match on the card that wasn't the main, it just felt so nothing. I can't get over how nothing that felt for a WrestleMania. This is supposed to be your landmark show. Ideally, this show would rope me back in, right? Would be like an awakening of, I wish I'd followed along because these matches were awesome, or, that story seems so cool, I wish I'd followed it beat for beat, or whatever, right? But instead, I just feel so vindicated in not having followed along. I feel like it would have been a waste of time if that's all they're going to deliver on it. Just an absolute bungling of what makes wrestling interesting. Now, while we were watching Mania, on a smaller screen in my friend's house, we were also watching day one of the NBA playoffs. Those started today. I think that was done mostly for me because I'm an NBA fan, which I very much appreciate. But watching both things in tandem made me realize something. No matter how many ads the NBA try to incorporate, and trust me, they do, they are hard capped by the game itself. I'll give you an example. Most recently, I would say the two most recent NBA ads that I've noticed are the jersey patches, which all jerseys now have a sponsor on them. That wasn't a thing up until I think like 4 or 5 years ago now. And the sponsors that used to be on the court, like hard painted onto the court or printed as like a vinyl onto the court. You know, if that's Nike or Bally Sports or whatever, there used to just be one sponsor physically on the court. Now, those are digitally cycled in and out, almost like a green screen. And it's not, you won't really notice it until now that I've said that, you'll notice it because it's pretty subtle. But that's just a little wave they've added extra ad revenue, right? But at its core, basketball is still basketball. It still has to be a 48-minute game in the NBA. It has to be 4 quarters that are 12 minutes long. Teams only get so many amount of timeouts, and that is hard capped. And a timeout, of course, means an ad break. There are certain foundational aspects to basketball that cannot be moved for the sake of an ad, right? The same is not true for wrestling. There is no set clock, set play time, set amount of time allotted to ads versus gameplay. There's none of that. It's just wild to see a company have the balls to say, what if we turned it into the least wrestling, most advertising thing we could? Where's that limit? Let's go find out. Because I can't imagine they wanted to do anything but that when they set out to do this. I mean, just looking at a run sheet where opening match, 7 minutes, second match, 14 minutes, third match, 8 minutes, fourth match, 8 minutes, fifth match, 15 minutes, sixth match, 9 minutes. We were like shocked the main event was already there because it was daylight out on the East Coast on a West Coast WrestleMania. And it was the main event. That never happens. 2 nights, 1 nights, it don't matter. It's always dark here by the time the main event's happening, and we still had daylight when we were talking about it. It was bizarre. I don't even really want to get into the baffling creative of the main event. Like I said, I don't follow week to week, so maybe there's stuff I'm missing there. It felt very stupid to me because why would the manager for one of the competitors be allowed to be an official in a match and count a pin? B, why would a heel official count normal? C, why would Randy turn on Pat if this is a new alignment to get Randy into shape? What? Huh? What was... What? Huh? There was a lot that I didn't understand, but I don't feel qualified to properly critique it because, like I said, I'm not tapped in. So I'm going to just leave that in a pocket all of its own. But the fact that you cannot give the insane amount of women's talent on this card and in their company, you can't give them more than 27 minutes on a 4-hour card? Like, what are you doing? You have a bajillion people on your roster. Like, what?